Hello everybody and welcome to Supreme League Europe. My name is JT. I will be casting the NSG Forsaken vs Zero Gaming Best of 3, joined today by my fellow co-caster on the desk. Please introduce yourself.
Yeah, it's good to be here. It's good to be here. I'm Sauceboy. I'm looking forward to the game. Semis. It's hype.
Is very hype. This will be deciding who will be going into the finals. I do have the standings just here for everyone. We are currently looking on the top side of the bracket. Zero Gaming versus NSF Forsaken Gaming, and it is a best of 3 series today. I am very much looking forward to it. I believe we're just going to be loading into draft in just a second.
Yeah, and these two teams are basically, I'd say, on level with one another. I think this is going to be really, really close games. It could go to game 5. Who knows? Yeah.
Certainly, I think that Zero Gaming, they've done well. I mean, first seed or not first seed, sorry, but they've been doing really well to make their way through the tournament as they have. I mean, looking at the standings here, obviously all teams have been winning their games in order to stay here, and it's not the end of the each team's SLE experience if they do lose here. So they will be given that one final chance down in the losers bracket, or the bottom bracket as I like to call it. I don't like to call it losers bracket. Maybe it's just because I'm in it, but going here does not mean you lose. It just means you are on your last life. So, we've all seen miracle runs everywhere. We recently had, well, arguably an upset at Worlds with the winners EDG instead of the very almost intended victors, who everyone thought was going to be down one again, and they weren't. So
Yeah, I mean, no one got the pick'ems right, so
yeah, 0 pick'ems correct, and possibly we may see an upset here. I don't know. I'm not quite sure. I'm here for both teams to win, to be honest. I think this is going to be an entertaining series nonetheless. I also agree. I think we're going to 3 games. We will have to see. We'll have to see. But it's been an exciting time. We are in draft now, as it is beginning. Now, SG Forsaken going with the Poppy ban, as you do. I think Zero Gaming, they're top laner, I believe, is quite renowned for the poppy. I think we've seen it a few times now. Riverick whipping out the poppy is quite a dangerous thing to go against. And Zero Gaming, I think, the Ziggs ban, we've unfortunately been seeing a bit more of it in the bot lane. I don't like it as an AD carry. It's the bane of my life. But hey ho, if you don't play, you gotta learn to play against it, I suppose. And quick bans from the teams. Again, the Fiddle, another anti-Zero Gaming ban. We've seen quite a few of in the SLE so far. And the Nami ban to round out for Zero Gaming. First pick, blue side, what we seeing? What do you think?
I mean, I'm seeing Jarvan, Zac, and Lee Sin up. I know Zac isn't super popular or meta, but in the SLE he's pretty popular, especially as a especially since Poppy's gone out of the table.
This is very true. And there is the also other very popular pick in the SLE, Graves. We've seen this champion far too much for my liking. It's very popular, the ability to flex it. It's a very, very strong first pick. Right?
Yeah, I'd be surprised if that's going to the jungle. That's definitely a top one.
I'd imagine top or mid. Just the ability to put it wherever and just do the same thing. Shove waves, be aggressive, scale into the late game, and just one-shot any and everything that walks into its path. But coming down to the wire for the Zero Gaming last pick, Ezreal. So placing that really early priority on the bot lane. Ezreal fallen a little bit. No, I wouldn't say he's fallen out of the meta. He's certainly not the MF or the Lucians of the picks, right? Very highly sought
He's very
after,
safe though.
He is a very safe pick, especially against Graves. That ability to build armor, the range advantage, and just the safety you get from bot lane. You know, they chose to ban Nami. I think that was to prevent the see the Lucian. And yeah, you don't first pick Nami or ban it. Yuumi is also heavily contested, even with the nerfs. I still think she has that really strong potential of whoever she sits on does just become buff, become stronger. And Ezreal Yuumi, a real classic combination.
Yes, even into like Nort, who counters Yuumi a lot. Ezreal's just that safe. Like he's got that E to get away from Nort 100%.
Yeah, I like. Ooh, okay, it's just the hover. Gotta remember not to get excited through hovers. But being that I have a very recent Samira tattoo, I feel that I'm a big Samira lover. So I'd like to see it. But we get the Jhin instead. That's completely fine. Jhin, really solid pick. Again, that AD carry to provide the utility. You have a Graves. You basically already have an AD carry, high AD damage. That utility Jhin provides does make him invaluable among his other traits of just being a solid laner, right?
I honestly want to see I've probably a top lane pick right now. Or even jungle.
Maybe the Aurelia is open, but we're getting close. Okay, last pick, Kench. Very, very.
I think that's a really good answer.
It's a very good answer to Graves, right? Because what does Tom Kench do? He wins lanes really well. And Graves, if he does have a weakness, I say it's in that early laning before he really gets going. He's going to be shoving you into lane. So if he can't walk up to minions, he can't shove you. So. Yeah, Tom Kench, one of the better options, and already a huge amount of peel for Ezreal, right? Like you've got the Yuumi keeping him alive, and then you've got the Tom Kench to just eat him if he chooses to save his ult and use it that way. So a lot of peel. Yeah, if I'm an Ezreal in this situation, I would be very happy with my team's picks so far.
Yeah, I mean Jin's dreading using his ult, isn't he? He's got like a moving target with Ezreal Z. He's got Yuumi buffing his speed, and Tom Kench is there just to tank all the ult.
And even then, just pop up with the W and just catch him if he is ever unaware. But yeah. Furthermore, bans coming out. You see the Sylas Syndra, the S's, the mid lane mages. I think with it might more of to stop what they could pick, right? They don't want to limit themselves ultimate wise. And the Gwen.
I'm surprised by the Gwen.
Yeah, it's trying to take some of that split push potential, take off more things that can match the Graves into the later game, because eventually Graves hits a point where Tom Kench doesn't do anything against him, right?
Yeah. So, I'm not sure where they put the Gwen though. Would it be jungle?
I guess maybe. Yeah, that's a good question. Kench jungle or Gwen jungle is a thing. It has been played, and we see the Hecarim, another great Yuumi lover.
Yeah, I think Zero Gaming's comms very much speed based, and I honestly like it.
I am speed, getting some real Fast and Furious family vibes going on, right? But yeah, a solid combination is very clear what they want to do. You know, they have Ezreal, they want to protect and have Hecarim cause that chaos in the backline. And you pick something tanky, there's a Trundle. Not entirely surprised. I think it's a good pick. You know, for some of that slow, remove that tankiness of the Kench and the Hecarim, depending on what he's building. What does Hecarim build nowadays? What's the optimum build?
I mean, it's probably just Divine Sunder, isn't it? I think if you go into a really squishy comp, you can go Trinity, but Divine Sunder is just outright the best. One thing I don't want to see is this Trundle building Tiamat. I think it just slows down his item building way too much. Just go straight for the Divine Sunder and then tank. It's probably the best way to do it.
I think so. And, round out the comp, Malzahar. You know, I like it. It's, you know, you want to dive or you want to leave your AD carry alone. Malzahar really relishes in both of those opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, it's just super strong into Yuumi, isn't it? And because Yuumi jumps off, he uses Q, Yuumi doesn't get that W.
Right, and opted for the final Rise pick for Zero Gaming. So, seems that they are looking to. They've got pretty solid scaling with their damage, right? Ezreal Rise. I suppose the only weakness per se I see with Zero Gaming's comp is getting there, because Tahm Kench's very proficient early game. Hecarim, again, also with that strong early gank pressure, but I do worry in terms of scaling what NSFG have in answer to that, right? Like Jhin, with just the insane amount of utility, Grave scaling is humongous. Only the one source of AP damage with the Malzahar, so that does make easy itemization for the Kench and Hecarim, right? You know, pretty much just build armor. But Malzahar, a Liandry's builder, is certainly going to be enjoying that item.
Yeah, definitely, and I think with the comp as well, Ezreal just builds Frozen Heart. You can mitigate a lot of damage. Tahm Kench with approach velocity as well. I hope I see approach velocity. I think that's really broken in this this comp.
I think so. It's gonna be interesting how the teams play it out. Zero Gaming very much a bot focused. In terms of scaling, I don't think we'll see much action there. You know, you pick the Yuumi, you just kind of accept that Bolin's going to be a bit of a resident sleeper, and I think, you know, you go to the reverse side where NSG Forsaken want to do the opposite. They want to shut down the Ezreal Yuumi. They want to make the most out of this Hecarim Jhin, Nautilus Jhin combination where they can just easily get those picks, right? And I think it's going to be important how they choose to use the bot lane, the Nautilus. Such an easy to roam champion, and against a Yuumi, again, there's really easy possibilities to go and do that. So I think we're gonna have to play things carefully as to how they go about it. But
yeah. Looking at another really interesting thing with NSG as well is that most of their damage is crit based. Like a large chunk of it is just crit based. So with two tanks on the enemy team, as Hecker and Tahm Kench, it's going to be quite difficult late game to punch through that armor and punch through hope Randuins anyway and stuff like that. So
I'd imagine we'd see the Randuins come out pretty solidly, because both of those champions, they want to be up in the face of the enemies who are going to be hitting them. So big value out of those Randuins if they're able to use the passives properly.
The range as well is quite small. I know Jhin gets the rapid fire cannon probably, but the range is still quite
Yeah, I do think NSG, they do have that range problem, but I think if you're Zero Gaming and you step into that range, it is a very dangerous place to step into. You're stepping into Mals, you're stepping into Nautilus Graves, you're going to get CC'd a lot, because there is a decent amount of CC on both teams. I think NSG Forsaken probably taking it in terms of the most amount of CC, but I wouldn't discount them.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, so who do you think out of these two teams that you think's going to win?
Ooh, that's
At
a
least
tricky
game one.
one. Yeah, I mean it's game one, right? So it's sort of the tempo setting. The you want to get out of the gate strong. You want to be the first win, get that on the board, get that mental edge, right? I don't know. I think we've seen Graves do very well for very understandable reasons. And I think the utility provided from the Jin, the one button shutdown from Malzahar is makes NSG's comp, I think, easier to execute.
Mm.
And I think in the circumstances they're playing against in terms of what Zero Gaming have, I think just that point and click is so invaluable against Ezreal, because it forces them to spend that 1300 gold delaying both the Frozen Heart or the Sereldas, two extremely important items for Ezreal. You can
What
argue
about
that
if
Ezreal doesn't get
Mikhail's?
started. Just true. We would probably see the earlier Mikhails coming out from the Yumi, which would make more sense and would be better. So, yeah, that's a fair point. I hope we see one. Otherwise, it's gonna put Ezra in a really compromising position if he ever gets himself where he is in the front. Right? Maybe he just never gets flanked. It's never a problem. But I am gonna go with NSG Forsaken's comp. I do think they have the better comp. I think they have a bit more options. With the Yumi, you do restrict what you have. You're almost playing 4v5, right? That's the whole like meme, is you play 4v5 when you have a Yumi, because it to compensate, it makes that one person they are on that much stronger.
Yeah.
And I think options-wise, she can pretty much go on anyone, and make that champion a force to be reckoned with. But I'm gonna go with NSG Forsaken here. What do you reckon?
Okay, I'm glad you went NSG because I really want Zero Gaming to win. I mean, I just like that draft more. I think if it's more complex to use, I think, because obviously you've got NSG with a lot of like just point and click CC with the Nortar and the Malzahar R, but I think if Zero Gaming can pull off their range advantage and their wave clear is a lot better, so I think if they play macro well, then they can win.
Yeah, that's very true. Very true. I mean, I'm more than happy to see who wins, right? I think this could go either way. I don't think this is necessarily an extremely one-sided in terms of draft.
Oh no, yeah,
I
100%.
think it is, yeah, it is close. It certainly could go either way. I could be very excited to see where it goes, right? Because I'm looking forward to it. I want to see what lanes each team chooses to go through. Talk me a little bit through the jungle pathing, the plan for these teams.
Yeah, I mean, straight up, Trundle pretty much wins most 1v1s in the jungle, at least in this meta right now, especially with his AD takeaway from his Q. So Hacker should be getting an early ward into Trundle's bot side jungle, or even his blue. Part of his jungle, just to know where he is, and then path opposite him. It's definitely not Graves jungle. If it was, then it doesn't really matter because I'm pretty sure they're both just farming heavily. But it might be Trundle, yeah. It might be Trundle top, and that'd be quite. It would be quite interesting seeing Trundle top.
I don't think they're gonna do any swapperoos. I'm pretty sure what we see is what we get with the Graves top, Mal's mid. I would be very surprised if they do swap. But we will not have to wait long, as we are just loading into game now. Game 1. Zero Gaming versus NSFG.
What about the bot lane? How do you feel like the bot lane matchup goes? Because I know you played a lot of Ezreal Yumi.
I have played a lot of Ezreal Yumi, and I expected to be Resident Sleeper. Really, I don't see a way where it doesn't go that way and it works out better for the other teams. So yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. That should get us loaded up now. Alright, here we go. Shut off, get those timers on. And immediately a pause. Also, it wouldn't be the SLE without a pause. Oh, it's all coming together. Let's just change this down, shall we? 33. Excellent. Excellent pulls. I'll let you do the information search as to why the pulls may be happening. Oh, never mind, we're in.
Yeah, no, nothing's been said. I think it was just maybe a stall hiccup.
Small technical difficulties. I would imagine it is very much fine. We've seen a lot of 5 stacking in the SLE. I do wonder if we're going to see any more. Don't worry, it's just the spectator pulls bug. No big issues here.
So what do you think they're going to do? Do you think with the Naught they're going to go for an invade?
I'd imagine so. Like, you have Trundle, Naught, right? You have this really oppressive early game. And it looks like that's what we're seeing. NSFG going for the 5 stack towards the bottom lane. We do see Zero Gaming.
Oh, this could work.
With the 5-point cover. Now they're going the long way. It does take longer, but less likely to be spotted if someone stood in the river.
I feel like Ezreal's going to be overzealous.
He has not started any ability. Has not started any. Oh, we do see Flash Hook from
oh, whoa!
There, but
That's
he
a bit of a
does
glitch,
start
isn't it?
E. Yeah, that was pretty weird. No, what happened is Jin didn't level his W up immediately, and so when Nautilus landed the hook, it
his passive didn't
count.
have it.
Yes. So.
Oh, that Jin's got to feel that.
Yeah, and they don't quite understand what's happening. Yeah, that's the problem, right? I understand that when you're a Jin, right, you don't want to commit to taking W when Q is better early to get both poke and those first 3 minions, right? So you don't take it immediately. But because of that, the W doesn't connect. Ezreal doesn't have to use anything else. He has to start E, which, don't get me wrong, is not better than Jin starting W, but...
I mean, into a Nautilus lane, I think it's better.
yeah. And Nautilus now flashless. Luchesco does have the Hex Flash, so he's not going to feel that punishment too badly. But yeah, did not quite go the way of NSFG there. As we now see Jungler starting on both sides. On the same
yeah, so
side
they will meet,
in the
unfortunately.
crowd. So gonna be interesting to see how this played. Nautilus hook connects, and there's the W. That's how it should work. Oh, the huge damage because Ezreal started tier. Ignite coming out. Flash auto.
Oh, wow.
First blood for Luchesco. Ignite ticks away for kill 1 from game 1. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to commit to the E1 Ezreal, you just need to use it, not...
Yeah, you need to respect the Nautilus, right? It's the whole reason why you take hook first, you play aggressive on Nautilus, and that's the downside of taking tier on Ezreal, is that you are so squishy without it. And that's the dangers,
going
as
bot,
we saw. Yeah, Hecarim going to the bot lane, queuing up, waiting for the Ezreal, who's still only level 1 and does have E. Charges forward. We know Nautilus doesn't have Flash, but he doesn't get any charge back. Gonna get rooted up by the Deadly Flourish.
Nautilus just shitting on these people right now.
Yeah, I mean, it was questionable. It does mean that Hecarim has only done his bot side. You see him pinging out now from Paradigm Knight.
Yeah, I mean, Graves is just going to cover it. He's lost that.
He's pushed in waves. It's he made his choice and he's going to have to pay the price for it. It looks like he might run into a bit of trouble though.
Oh no, he's not. He's going to go the safe route.
Raptors. He made the right choice, luckily, as we see the action up in the top lane.
I mean, if I was Hacker, I would have looked at Trundle's CS, realized he did a 3 camp clear instead of a full clear, and just went straight to his Raptors.
This hook connects onto the Yuumi. Deadly Flourish again to follow up. Half HP teleport coming through as
this is
Lorisco, even Parker Watcher gets the damage and even gets the kill on Drew. Heartbreaking as the Yuumi gets caught by that Nautilus hook. Trundle does, Graves, Hecarim even getting the crab bot lane, and yeah, that is exactly the bot lane that NSFG wanted to see, and they are executing it very well. The Nautilus pick into the Yuumi. This is exactly why it works. There's not enough sleeping for this Resident Sleeper. Oh my god, and the hook connects. Flash coming out, but Torchy still goes down. Again, another amazing hook by Luchesco, leading into yet another kill down in the bot lane.
This is not as Resident Sleeper as you thought.
No siree. And Luchesco, only upside, I guess, for Zero Gaming is that Luchesco has both of the
Oh
kills
wow,
that
he
were
does.
gotten. Now we do see Zixer walking up towards Paradise. He seems to be overstepping, forces the flash out, and yeah,
I think
just an overstep.
I think the Jin's going full lethality, so it doesn't really matter too much because it's quite cheap the build.
Yeah, I imagine that's probably going to be a casual. I don't think we're going to see any
The Eclipse.
lethality mythics. No, I think that
Ah,
is
okay.
just a casual Serrated Dirk. That he has 1100 gold, and so just went for that instead of the components to anything else. It works.
Okay.
Ezreal, as we saw, very squishy. Yuumi, as we saw, also extremely squishy. That damage boost just means more kills for when Luchesco does find these hooks, because he has not missed any yet. And if that trend continues, it's going to be very dangerous for Zero Gaming to try and have to deal with this
Yeah,
power.
I mean, the Yumi's positioning right now is kind of sketch to me. I don't know. She's not like staying onto Ezreal or walking up. She's like staying so far behind that she's missing XP right now. Or maybe that's the plan. She wants to miss XP.
I'm possibly it could be to try and get to Ricky further ahead, right? Like he is a level down because of all those couple of deaths. And yeah, I mean that's just the power, right? Luchesco on the Nautilus can just walk up, and they have to respect it. You have to enact the resident sleeper, right? If they try and step forward, we've seen in what has happened as with the Prio in the bot lane, and SFG going for their first dragon. And Rick got the level 6 advantage. Oh, look at the damage, though. Got that level 6 advantage. Just going to be some aggressive trading. No real leads anywhere, apart from the mid lane where we do see a bit of a 10 CS advantage. And we do see Malzahar roaming up. There's the Predator. We're gonna see the ultimate in a minute. There it goes, as Riverick is forced to stand still and get licked. W does go on, but the collateral damage to follow up from Larissa is gonna be a one dead Kench. Fantastic roam there from Parker Watcher, and he knew with the Predator mid lane, we see a lot more of it nowadays, and that is why the roaming potential just really makes the mid lane that much more versatile, especially for those laners that don't have. Oh, the double TP in the bot lane,
this is
though.
clever. Okay.
This is very good from Zero Gaming. We do see Kaisamami being eaten. Kill going over to Toriki. Not going to pick up Luchesco, so he is going to be able to get away. And meanwhile, Paradise Knight's going to be finding Hacker in the back line. But we do see the Rise ultimate to follow up to try and get something. But Drew, not level 6. Flash from Zixer, but he was not in range. Knockup does not connect for Ritheric either. It's hard to watch. It plays just not quite going the way of Zero Gaming there. They did manage to get the 1 kill, but for the double TP commitment, you do have to wonder if it's worth. But it is nice to see Zero Gaming making some moves.
Yeah, watching that, they focused a lot of their attention on Jin when he's just not worth the shutdown. I think getting the kill on Nor was probably worth more, and especially seeing as Nor has more escape than Jin.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we can see the effects of these roams. Although Toriki does have a kill to his name, he is 30 CS down, and gold-wise, he is 500 gold worse off than his counterpart, Kaisa Mommy, on the other side. And yeah, there we see the Jin gone for the Executioners, negating 40% of what Yuumi does. And even with the reduced heal in the later games, Yuumi is really going to be seeing that effectiveness hurt. And yeah, just pushed in the bot lane now. It is very difficult for Zero Gaming's bot lane to really do anything at this point, other than farm and pray they don't get dived again.
Yeah, I mean the junglers as well. They're just farming up. I hope that Hacker's going to take this advantage topside and just take Rift.
Yeah, it does seem to be moving towards the Rift. We do see the mid lane Zigzag pushing it out himself, undoubtedly trying to help his jungler for that 8 to 9 minute Rift Herald. And yeah, I mean, here's just the bot lane prowess, right? Like when Luchesco hits 6 as well, it's going to be so dangerous. And here comes Paradise Knight for the dive. Toriki recognizing what's happening, dodges the hook. Yuumi the final chapter coming out to keep that Luchesco away, but the damage, that is the power of the Serrated Dirk, the Jin Curtain Call bullets doing so much damage now. A bit of an overchase because Paradise gonna go down for his chase and a 1-for-1, which
Oh,
I
this
mean,
is
is interesting. But in the meantime, NSFG gonna flash forward. Shanky Pluto going down. Riverick trying to look to get something in return. And Ziggs are roaming up from the mid lane, trying to get some form of recompense. Herald still not reset. Is low. Possibly we might see NSF take it over.
yeah,
Still
they're
not
done.
reset. The patience is still there. Ziggs or Riverick hovering around. They don't want to give it up for free. No smite from either side. Riverick walking in. He does manage to secure it. It's big from Zero Gaming, but they don't want. They do want to fight.
Oh,
Okay,
you
he
get
goes
it.
in. He W's in to get it. Kaisamami oversteps. Meanwhile, Tariki just gets
Didn't
himself a
get
free
it?
kill, but Luchesco finally roaming back. Zigzer goes down for his war crimes, but in goes
Oh my
Chunky
god, they're
Puto.
committing so
Oh,
much for it.
Riverick never actually got the Herald, so
No.
he commits the ultimate, the onslaught to get the Herald, and NSF turn their attention to the mid lane.
They committed so much for that Rift Herald. Like, so much.
Yeah, we trend so far is that we're seeing, you know, Zero Gaming really overcommit to only really obtain small advantages, and on the flip side, NSF are obtaining cross maps on the side of it. So excellent that Tariki got himself the solo kill. Not quite sure why the Jin was sticking around on that low HP, but hey ho, it's all into the pocket. Tariki so far, who is financially sitting at the top of his team, still unfortunately behind Kaisen Momi by 800 gold, and we might actually be seeing Eclipse Jin.
I thought so, yeah.
I guess I was wrong. I mean, you know, I'm not quite the Jin connoisseur I used to be, but lethality here is, I mean, it's good against the squishies, right? It's good against Tariki, until he gets the Frozen Heart, when I don't know, it is what it is, right?
I think it's semi-good because, like I said, they got a lot of, like, crit damage if Jin went full crit.
Yeah, this is true.
I think just
but
counter
then
that with one item.
I think if he goes full lethality, right, he's going to be dealing somewhat less damage anyway. It's fine. I don't think I agree with it, but it is a choice that is happening. It does have its advantages, as we have seen that early game strength and proficiency, and Paradigm Knight doesn't really want to give this up, but here's the power of the Graves, as we do see as he's just pushing that top lane. Does not have TP, so it looks like Zero Gaming are going to pick themselves this dragon. But we do see Parker TPing in. He does have the ultimate available. Curtain Call coming down for some damage. Smite ready, secured by Riverick, and peanut damage against the Tom Kunch with those boots. That's a dragon secured, but meanwhile Graves doing Graves things. Loriso pushing in that top lane, taking it all the way to the T2, secures himself that first tower. Gold, all 5 plates, 12 minutes, tower is dead. He is, as we can see from the gold, very healthy.
Yeah, I mean, Loriso is just playing that lane like he should. He's just pushing the wave as much as possible. I think going for the Mountain Drake with that team comp is probably the best way to play that as well. Because, I mean, they couldn't have got that without Riverick being there. It just scales so well with that team.
Yeah, it's just, although it's only the one, it's not the soul, it is going to be the Infernal Soul, which if you are Zero Gaming, you do not want the enemy team to have that, right? It's going to be so beneficial on the poke from Ezreal alone, the Yuumi poke with the Q, you know, Zigzer wave clearing even more proficiently. And you see the 4-man heading to the bot lane, so a bit of a lane swap here for NSF as they bring Loriso to come take his lane pushing power to the bot lane, and Riverick staying top lane. No, ultimate popped for Parker Watcher here just to get the damage down onto Riverick as he just tries to chase him out of lane. Does have the mythic, the Leandry, so going to be dealing decent damage. And Chaki Holtat's getting chased out of his own jungle. Just again, Luchesco making that choice to roam. As we said, once he's ahead, he can just go do whatever. And now that the bot lane's freed up, Tariki, he can poke down Larissa as much as he wants, but having the fleet footwork, having the Immortal Shield Bow really makes things difficult for anyone to lane against Larissa, and he is just asserting his dominance here in the bot lane. NSF, they can just afford to push in the mid lane, try and keep their advantages that they have. The CS gaps are lessening a little bit in terms of the bot lane. You know, it's now just over a 25 difference for the AD carries, but jungler, we are starting to see a little bit of a CS gap form as Chunky Puto is just getting pushed out of the jungle all the time.
Yeah, I would have thought they would have sent Rise bot to match the Graves because his wave clear is equal to, if not better than Graves.
I thought just bring the AD carries mid because Turkey's in a position where he's rushed the mana. I think that's not terrible. I think it makes sense as we do see going for with the Ghost, but just Larissa forcing the flash out and Yuumi ultimate not going to connect, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, if Yuumi held that ult, they would have killed Graves there.
Certainly possible. And we do see River going forward, knowing that Parker doesn't have the ultimate, even though he now does.
Oh, he does.
Again, but look at the damage! Oh my god! The Sork shoes combined with Leandri's anguish. There is no MR from this Tom Kench, so he got absolutely melted by that full combo in the minion wave.
Yeah, that's a mythic versus a non-mythic right there.
He was quite confident, overconfident, as evident from that play, and NSF just further advantages being pushed now up to an 8k gold lead, and there's 0 towers from the side of Zero Gaming. They're really struggling to find anything. We do see the TP bot lane, Riverick, but Ghost is popped. Larisso does have no mana. We do see the Q connect from Riverick. Looks like he is going to be able to run Larisso down. Is he going to catch up? Now, does get the ultimate up. Going to feast him up. Send him back towards Tariki. Going to connect. Shield bow popped. He's just going to start turning. Slowly, Larisso being poked down. Gets into melee range. Big damage. But very crucial. Shut down onto Tariki. Tariki is the key to Zero Gaming getting back into this game. That is a huge shutdown. Complete overstay by Larissa with no mana and sort of disrespecting the TP. And it was a good play from Zero Gaming to finally try and get some of their own advantages.
Yeah, I mean, literally just get Ezreal a few more shutdowns on their team, and Ezreal's going to be taking this game snowballing. I mean, this streak's probably the streak's up in 18 seconds, so Larissa will be there.
He will be there. No, it does have both TPs available for Zero Gaming, so they do have, NSF, so they do have that ability to just split, push on the waves, and they have shown they are very happy to do so. And bit of a skirmish looming. We do see Zero Gaming trying to keep dominance, but I think in a 5v5, there's just no way they win at the moment, and I think that's what NSF need to decide. Do they want to split themselves off and try and obtain those advantages in other lanes as they have done, or do they want to just say, yeah, we're going to get this dragon. If you want to fight us, you can do that. And it seems that the bit of a split at the moment. No full commits from any team, and they're just sending 2 to do the dragon because they've pushed in all the waves. So Zero Gaming can't step up. They can't go and get vision without risking too much, and so they're just gonna happily secure themselves that. Kaisumami, big damage onto Tariki now. Heal coming out. Chunky Putat there. Curtain call coming through. One shot misses, second shot misses. We do see the 2-shot barrage. Does connect the final one. Trundle pillar into the flourish. But nothing further. Tariki, decent damage now with
that's a lot of damage.
With that Muramana completed, with the Sheen, he is able to deal damage. It's just whether he can stay alive against these huge threats from NSF.
Yeah, I mean, a key part to both their teams is obviously Parker with the huge Predator speed boost, and just Malzahar in general is a broken champ. And Rise will eventually just unlock. So, and I think both of these mid laners are top tier. Like Zixa, we both agree is like insane. We've seen him on Syndra or Kali just absolute snowball games, and we've seen Parker do the exact same thing on almost the exact same champs. So these two are very matched, and I think it's going the exact way that we thought. Malzahar would obviously be better early game compared to Rise. But
yeah, with the Predator as well, that roaming potential is where he has gotten his advantages from so far. And we do see Mythics finally getting completed for Zero Gaming. Ezreal with the Divine Sunderer, and Yuumi does complete the Moonstone, so that's going to be very good for those longer drawn-out fights that Ezreal wants. And NSF posturing around this Herald that's soon dying, looking for the Baron when it spawns. Tariki good poke damage now. They are able to contest a little bit for that jungle space when they do have those small number of advantages. Baron spawning up in 30 seconds. Larissa on the opposite side, pushing in those waves non-stop. And he's got himself a Bloodthirster. He is more than happy to take out those long, drawn-out fights as well.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, Graves is going to become more and more unkillable. Just every team fight, it's going to be a case of trying to one-shot the Graves as fast as possible, but then you've got the issue of Trundle and Malzahar just shutting you down, not letting you go anywhere near the Graves or the Jhin.
Very tricky execution in this team fight for Zero Gaming, and this is what I was worried about in the draft: is would they be able to use their early game proficiencies to secure those early game leads, and if not, would they be able to survive into this scaling sort of mess that they're in a little bit now, trying to just survive for the time being, right? Like, we're in a 9k deficit. NSF just have full control of the map. I mean, just take a look at the vision. You know, it's all defensive versus aggressive warding. Zero Gaming, all their wards in their own jungle and things, just so that they can walk into it. Because it is so scary when that vision is removed and you just don't know where any of them can be.
Yeah, 100%. I'm actually surprised that the jungle level diff is so low. I would have thought that would be a lot higher. And I mean, Yuumi as well being higher level than Nor, it just doesn't really add up to me.
Yeah, considering we've seen Drew just pretty much been staying on. I mean, it's Yuumi, they're pretty much always on someone. I suppose Luchesco just always been roaming to secure the advantages for his team, which he has done. Collector coming out from Jhin, so more of that lethality, more of that crit. Really looking to just absolutely one-shot to Ricky and Zigzag if they ever do step up. It is shown to be quite useful so far. Parker still in his own little perfect game, 0 deaths. I think, you know, the way things are going, that very well may be preserved, but
yeah, 100%. I'm not entirely sure. Did Rise pick into Malzahar, or was Malzahar picked into Rise?
Rise was picked into Malz.
Okay, that's
so,
quite interesting.
Yeah, Zero Gaming had last pick and they opted for the Rise pick into Malzahar. So whether they just wanted that scaling, they just thought, right, we'll just survive, we'll take the disadvantages. And this is just Baron started up for NSF because they have.
Yeah, they do it really fast.
Yeah, they do it really quickly, and you know they see Ridrick in the bot lane. They know that their opposing team cannot step up. True Shot Barrage just not gonna connect when it is low enough, and that is a completely free, uncontested, unreturned Baron for NSF.
Yeah, and they're gonna get Drake as well, so it's just snowballing further and further out of control.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure what they could do at the minute. I mean, Rise is farming up top, Riverick's just farming, everyone's just farming on Zero Gaming side, they're not really trying to make any moves.
Okay, Parker does have the Predator, does pop the flash, Curtain Call committed as well, but Tariki just gonna be fast enough to just walk away. Good free resources, does have to burn his flash, so arguably not free. And Parker does still have the ultimate available, but he does have no flash. That does make him less dangerous. Oh, and Shanky Puto just getting caught out there by Kaisamami, just securing the deadly flourish into the Trundle pillar. And if you didn't think they were getting Dragon before, NSF are definitely getting the Dragon now, as they put themselves on sole point for the upcoming Drake in 5 minutes, where they are in a very dominating position. Again, still no towers for Zero Gaming. No map pressure at all from Zero Gaming. They are just looking to survive, to scale, to try and get into these later game team fights, and NSG don't want to let them get there.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as Rise gets 3 items, I expect he could probably one-shot the Jhin, but it's about getting to that situation.
And being able to reach the Jhin as well.
Yeah,
Because,
yeah.
he is going to have those meat shields in front of him.
Oh, Rise.
Popping, and there's the Trundle power with the Parker, as just the bot lane getting run down for Zero Gaming, as just the prowess of Parker here, just showing his damage, his capabilities, and up in that bot lane they're looking to break the base.
Yeah, I don't think they have anything.
Inhib is going to be going down. As much as Tariki can poke down, he's going to have the jump to safety and just a bit of a dive. Larisso getting engaged on by 2 now. Chunky Puto and Riverick, but with that blast cone available, gonna just blast off to safety, and Zero Gaming doing their best to mitigate the damage, right? They are really just trying to survive here and stop any more advantages being given over for free, and it is a rough time for them at the moment. Gold lead has further advanced now to 13k, so you are not feeling too good if you're Zero Gaming. You're trying to reach those power spikes. Hecarim now has the mythic, same for Tom Kench. You know, you're looking at 1-2 items on Zero Gaming, and you turn your attention to NSF, and you know they've got Jin 3 items, Malzahar 2.5, Graves 2.5. It is the gold difference is showing itself in just the wallets, and NSFG has shown not to be scared to beat Zero Gaming with their wallet, and they have been very successful so far in doing that.
Yeah, I mean it was like a 13k, 14k gold diff now.
Here comes Riverick, Gang just walking into his jungle. His mistake for thinking he could do that. Big damage coming out in response. Now we do see W failing to come through. Everfrost root comes through, but here comes the wallet power. Curtain Call coming through, Pillar to slow down Zixer. There goes the ultimate. 1 kill traded over to Ricky. Does manage to take down the Nautilus, but there goes Chanky Puto, just absolutely munched down. Tariki does have the Yumi on him, but it is not enough as NSFG are just plowing into the base. They are on those Nexus towers. Tariki's on the wrong side as Paradigm Knight and his team just take down the Nexus Tower number 2, and they take down the Nexus for game 1. Zero Gaming versus NSFG Forsaken, and victory for them as they are happily claiming that game 1 with a rather dominant display, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, that was just definitive, wasn't it? We thought it was going to be a lot closer than that, but bot lane just sort of lost it early, and then they snowballed from that.
Yeah, right. It was the power of the Nautilus in that early game. I think just having that shutdown, right, just stopping Yumi Ezreal from scaling into that further bits of the game, and well, it didn't quite work out for Zero Gaming. I wouldn't say all hope is lost. I think there is definitely room for them to adapt, to return from that and try and make up for some of those disadvantages that they found themselves at in those early games. I don't think I want to see such a scaling pick without any real early game options coming out from Zero Gaming. I think that it was a really strong team comp coming out from NSG Forsaken, and they played it really well.
I mean, I think we both agree that we've both seen Zero Gaming play, and they typically play like early game cheese comps with like Zac, Poppy, and stuff like that. So I'd expect to see more of that instead of this Ezreal, Yumi, Rise scaling. I just want to see Zixer play Akali, to be honest.
On the Assassin, yeah. I think seeing Zixer on the Assassin is certainly a sight to behold. It is very enjoyable, both to watch and to play, right? Watching him play those champions and how he does it is very entertaining to watch. So I would certainly like to see that.
Is Akali available at the minute? I'm not too sure because they just had the buff, so I'm not too.
I don't think any of them are restricted. I don't actually know if any champions were adjusted. Bear with me 2 seconds while I just go and check that. Let's put this on the screen. In the meantime, whilst I go and check this, why don't you what are you looking to see into the next game?
Well, straight up, I just want to see I want to see top lane. I want to see some. Well, I mean, Tom Kentra's fine, 100%. I want to see jungle go cheese ganker like Jarvan, Zac. Oh god. I mean, even Rammus would have worked into that comp really easily.
Somewhat, yeah, somewhat.
But yeah, someone like that. And then bot lane, I want to see if they can't match the aggression, someone that can at least like instead of a Yumi, maybe like a Zyra support or a Nami support.
And Zero Gaming did opt to ban the Nami, right? So they
Yeah,
certainly wanted either to leave the Yumi open, whether that was their intention to bait She Forsaken into picking something like it or against it. Um, yeah,
I think it was a really good bait, honestly.
I think so. One thing I don't want to see, I don't want to see Graves. Um,
Oh,
I
yeah,
just I just don't like seeing the champion. It's just very strong and proficient in what it does, and all the teams have been able to use it very well. I've not seen too many teams play against it very well, and so I think it does make it a dangerous pick in the SLE, and certainly in the hands of NSG Forsaken, very proficient. Right, it was a good display of force and. Um,
yeah.
I don't think I want to see that one being left open, unless Zero Gaming, of course, they want to pick it. We are still just waiting to decide what we will be moving into sides for the next draft. Just trying to keep my eye on what's
Yeah, I
happening.
mean, I'm not too sure if that's in Riverick's wheelhouse. I mean, we've seen him play Poppy, Scion, um, Tom Kench. I'm not too sure who else, but it's mainly tanks, isn't it?
Yeah, those big tanky champions, and just being that unkillable force,
Yeah,
running in there such an insane degree. And I think if you do see Graves banned, or sorry, if you do see Poppy banned, ban the Graves in return because it sort of encourages that to not be picked into it, right?
yeah, 100%. I mean, Graves is a champ that's just not weak at any point in the game, really. I think he's always got some leg up.
And just having that potential anywhere in the game, and as we've seen, it does pop off. And
Yeah,
yeah, I think I want to see Zero Gaming go with a little bit more of an earlier focus comp, as you've said as well, a bit more early, a bit more aggressive, because I think that is more towards their style from what I've
yeah,
seen. I think they saw the Ezreal open, they saw the Yumi open. I know their AD carry, Tariki, does play Ezreal, and it is a favored champion. Um, but I think you do run the risk of when you first pick it, right? And unfortunately, you know, NSF did play it very well. We will see a side swap, so Zero Gaming will be going to Team 1 to the first pick as I just swap Roonies those around. Bonk.
there you go.
There we go. I think we are not quite ready to go into it yet, but now that we've seen the first game, do you think we're going to see a third?
I want to say yeah, I really do, because I want to see Zero Game win this game. I'm not too. I'm really not bothered who wins the overall games because I think both teams are fantastic, and I think both teams deserve to win to go to finals.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's just 100%. It depends on who's the better on the day, isn't it? And so far, it's definitely NSG.
Yeah, Energy was like really showing dominance in that first game. As we do load into the draft of Game 2, Zero Gaming versus NSG Forsaken. This is match point for NSG Forsaken. If they win here, they are going to finals. If Zero Gaming win, they are also going to finals because that's how that works. The loser going into bottom bracket. Not the end of their run if either team does lose here, but obviously being in the finals is much nicer than, well, not being in the finals. Very similar bans coming out so far. We see Zero Gaming sticking their guns with the Ziggs with the Camille. Same with NSG Forsaken getting rid of those signature picks off of the table for Zero Gaming with the Poppy with the Fiddle. And it does seem to be working. You know, it's taking off those such well played and well practiced picks that it really does. I think when you start to look at sort of more grassroots esports where you see these teams at not a professional level, let's be honest, none of us are there, right? But that's part of why we're here. is to see how these players can grow, being put outside of their comfort zones when they're not on these really known and regular champions, how they can adapt against that. And I suppose the only difference we do see is that NSG Forsaken being the ones to ban out the Nami, so to try and dissuade the Lucian pick, and the ban
Tristana's
of,
good. I mean, that's the aggressive bot lane we wanted, but they left Graves open.
Yes, Graves open once again. Tristana gone as the first pick. Do feel like we've rolled back a few patches. It is still a strong AD carry once it gets going. That scaling potential, that early game with the Hail of Blades is still runnable. Really does make it a powerful early pick, especially when paired with an engaged support.
That's a great answer to the Tristana.
It's a very good, just solid,
Oh god.
tanky one in return. And I mean, in the theme of rolling back a few patches, the Lucian Braum, the combo that has stayed through time. Braum lands one auto, lands one Q. Lucian immediately proccing that concussive blows, getting that stun out, and all the damage that follows through after that, and that shield from Braum, the Unbreakable World, to just stop any damage from coming through.
Yeah, I mean, I can already tell that Drew was hovering Leona and just instantly jumped off that Leona pick. Yeah, I think Lulu's the better choice.
Right, just going for that utility support, the Enchantress. Let Tristana, realistically, I hope we don't see too much.
Oh.
Okay, we see Zigzar on the aggressive champion.
Okay.
Zigzar, LeBlanc, the assassin champion. We've
The
seen
strongest
him play
mid
it
laner.
previously, a very, very solid mid lane pick, right, with the LeBlanc, that chaos being able to cause. We've seen it been used by the other teams. The one that always sticks in my mind is Wolf,
Yeah.
RT1 in previous games, where he just caused so much chaos on the back line. LeBlanc really having that potential to just burst down Lucian before Braum's really able to do anything. And you can't shield if they're in the face of the enemy AD carry. And the Xin Zhao, in return, Frenchie Forsaken secured himself a very powerful jungler. Lee Sin's still open. I don't know, how much Zero Game plays it. If I know Kung Fu in the chat, Lee Sin player, he would very much happily be in this position. But as we see the bans coming out,
I think it's a skill-based matchup because I think Xin Zhao does win the early game skirmish as long as he's the one that actually initiates it and gets his combo off first. But I'd honestly want to see the Trundle into it, because Trundle does win into Xin Zhao very easily.
Yeah, fair, and trying to negate some of that Braum tankiness as well, right? But classic Riverick targeted bans from NSG Forsaken with the Kench.
Yeah.
It's a very tried, true, tested champion for Riverick up in that top lane. Just taking it off the table makes everyone's lives easier. We do still see the Poppy open. Never mind, it was immediately banned second first protection.
I'm not sure whether they want to ban the Zac because into that comp Zac is completely useless. Like Xin Zhao can just press R to get him off. Oh, there we go.
There we go. Yeah, ban McCain. Just try and get rid of that backline access, among other things, right? And the Yone Syndra who's game targeting that mid lane, trying to give Zigzar the most favorable matchup they can get. And Sandra being hovered.
That's a good answer into LeBlanc, but I think LeBlanc's still pretty good.
Yeah, LeBlanc very good with the lane dominance, right? It means that Lissandra almost certainly might not get killed. With that, the Ring of Frost, the W, able to stop LeBlanc's distortion mid-flight. It's a very small timing window, but it is possible. So the skill expression becomes a bit more explorable in Lissandra when you're against these dashing mid laners, right? We do see 100%. So that the Ice Tomb locking down the Tristana or the LeBlanc going to be very valuable unless she's forced to use it on herself to try and.
Surprised we don't see Vex mid because honestly, we've seen it once against LeBlanc and it worked so well.
It did do very well. And we do see the Zac Big Den. You said it wouldn't be very good.
No, it still wouldn't be very good with Lissandra.
Yeah, especially with Lissandra. Xin Zhao, with the Crescent Guard just able to just push him out immediately as soon as he jumps in. But as an avid Zac player, I know you are very much aware of those early gank potential, right? and I think that is something that Zero Gaming have done before. I would very much like to see again. And
I think the mod pick is huge. Yeah, that opens up so much more for them. Because I was worried that Zach was going to be forced to gank a really just a like a tanky top laner, not someone that can carry. But Maud can definitely carry.
certainly, I think we have seen Riverick on the Mord before, right?
I think so. Yeah.
And NSG hovering these very brazen, very strong counter picks.
Yeah, I would have liked to see the Fiora honestly, because
I
Fiora
would have
just
loved to see the
counters
Fiora.
Zach completely.
Yeah, especially against Zach and the LeBlanc chains as well. But it does go for the Gwen in the end. I think that extra AP threat is
True,
helpful
true.
when you have Lissandra. It's not a huge source of AP damage, but Gwen going to be able to match more than those side lanes. You know, that battle of sustain is going to be happening in those side lanes, and going to be able to match LeBlanc rather comfortably. And we have the drafts completed. Tell me what draft you favor and why.
It's not very professional. I'm going to favor Zero Gaming just because I want to root for the underdog, and also the fact that it's got Zach on the team, and I'm Sauce
True,
Boy.
Sauce Boy, Sauce Boy X Shrek as well. You know, you gotta sort of represent. Not just for the sake of saying it, but I do. Okay, all right. So you can't just look at comp. You also have to look at the players, right? I think my heart wants to go Zero Gaming. My brain does say NSG Forsaken, but something about the Zigzag on the LeBlanc, right? Tristana, Lulu, such a powerful bot lane when it gets going. I do think that Zero Gaming do have that scaling advantage. You know, Tristana versus Lucian. Tristana wins with the Lulu as well. LeBlanc versus Lissandra is much more skill expression in team fights, whereas Lissandra's much easier. LeBlanc could do more. So I think that one's quite of an interesting matchup to see how that will go. Zach, yeah, as you get into the later games, unfortunately, does kind of become a little bit useless against some of the champions.
Yeah.
But Mordekaiser able to completely just take out one of the champions, right? I think if he gets close enough to the Lissandra, or specifically that Lucian, even the Xin Zhao, I think would be a good pick for Mordekaiser to take with him to the death realm.
Yeah, I mean, if he takes the Xin Zhao, then they've got to open up for like every objective possible. And I think, honestly, although the Zach's not great into their comp, late game, he can just go in and press R and then heal up a lot of the damage he sustains. And at least then he pulls out the Lissandra ult and possibly Xin Zhao ult and stuff, so he could just be there to bait the ults out, maybe.
I think so. A very valiant comp from Zero Gaming. You know, they're certainly not looking to go out right now. Obviously, they do want to be the ones to go into finals, and I think with this draft, they certainly can do it. So I'm going for it. Zero Gaming. I think they're gonna win. I think from the previous games they have learned what they need to not do. I think NSG Forsaken not having that huge early prowess in the mid and top, I think is something that they've really taken advantage of before. I think having less of that is going to work to the favor of Zero Gaming. I imagine we're probably going to see another Predator on the Lissandra, right?
That'd be interesting, yeah.
It would be very interesting. You know, it's similar to the Malzahar. You hit 6, you go roam, you stun someone, they probably die, right? I think we're very much going to see the same thing happen. So I think going to try to make up for that early game prowess, but I think Zero Gaming with the LeBlanc definitely going to be able to match that in those earlier fights.
Yeah, the one thing I don't want to see is I don't want to see Zach risk his entire jungle clear just for a bot lane gank that doesn't even work out.
Yeah, I think that early game really that's where I think the downturn started. It was such an early play that unfortunately Zero Gaming they got punished by the picks for the Nautilus, Luchesco with the hooks, right? And so I think they tried to overcompensate, right? I think they tried to bring well, I don't know whose choice it was, Chanky Puto, if he went in himself or if his team called for it, but I think that was a bit of an overcommit, and unfortunately, it didn't work out for them. So early game going to be very crucial, I think, for setting the tempo for these teams, because that is very much something that I think has taken effect in the last game where, you know, NSG, they got rolling, they got going, they kept going and they kept going, and there just was not much counterplay for Zero Gaming. Right. Well, I think we will take a short sort of two-minute break as we load into draft, as we're just waiting for the delay to kick in. So we will see you all in a few minutes. Welcome back, everyone, to the Supreme League Europe, where we are just waiting now for the players to load into Game 2 of Zero Gaming versus NSFG, as we are now loading into game. Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready for the dream Zero Gaming to keep it alive. I want to see Game 3. Maybe just because it's hype, yeah, that's pretty biased. But you know what? We're here for the excitement.
Yeah, I mean, I love both teams. Both teams are great, but I want more. I don't want. I don't want it to end.
I'm not ready for this night to end yet. No, it is very exciting. Very good stakes in these games as well. Where, like we said, whichever team takes this next game, well, if NSG take this next game, they are going to finals. Zero Gaming need to win this game in order for them to keep their final dreams alive without having to go through the gauntlet that will be the lower bracket, as we do have the majority of the games to go and be played there.
Yeah, 100%. And like at the same time as well, these are not two teams we expected to be in the finals, in the semifinals. I think a lot of people expected RT1 and SGM to be in the semifinals of the finals. But yeah, two unexpected teams. I think, yeah, it's just nice to see.
It's very nice. It's very nice, and no 5-point invades this time. Just the 5-point covers from both teams. I think they sort of both identify that each of their comps has weaknesses early game, and they just don't really want to take anything. Bit surprising, you know. Lucian Braum, very aggressive, very strong in the early, but fair enough.
Yeah, they could have done an early invade, especially into Zac. Zac is just worthless level 1. Zac could get rid of the ward if he wanted to.
I mean, he does have the sweeper coming up, but I think he's just gonna settle to take it, and probably just take it by himself right now.
Yeah.
Russian. What's the Gwen started? It has started E, even if it has lost some of its proficiency. Actually, quite a lot of its level 1 power. But yeah, once again, jungler starting both same side, so whether or not we will see
bone plating.
Repeat the same thing is another thing.
Wow, bow plating still loses the trade. That's quite interesting.
Yeah, I think just Mordekaiser though, he really bursts through that bone plating, right? Just nice and quick because of his passive. Okay, bit of a
Okay, I'm already confused by the Zac. The Zac's doing a 3 camp clear instead of a full clear. And maybe he's trying to match the Xin Zhao when it goes into. No, never mind. The Zac's doing a 5 camp clear for some reason.
Well, I think if River had carried on, he might have found himself on the better side of that trade. But yeah, I think both junglers opting for those options. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, flash from Kaisamami. Having to respect the big damage coming from the explosive charge from Tristana. Tricky with that Hail of Blades. That's that early damage that Tristana has if, you know, Lucian uses all of his if he excludes the suppression, blows his load too soon. And now we do see up in the top side a bit more of an invade, as we've got Parker coming down, but it's just to cover as Paradigm Knight is looking to go top lane, trying to set something up here. Riverick does still have flash, but meanwhile, down in the bot lane, we see a huge engage. Drew picking up first blood for Zero Gaming. Paradigm Knight does manage to get the gank off, but no kills going over. Chunky Puto just walking around, securing his camps.
You know, Zac could actually win this now.
I think so, yeah, because knowing that he's ganked top, knowing that he's going to be at an item disadvantage, but just decides to give the crab. Looks like he's going to try and go for the bottom crab, being that his bot lane has the prior now from the death of Kaisamami, but big advantage in the bot lane. Certainly not the way I thought it was going to be going this early.
Yeah, I mean, it's complete opposite of what happened last game, isn't it? It's like
just the reverse punish, and Chunky Puto going for that one. Now, do you see the concussive blows on the final proc? Not going to happen. Drew going to be forced backwards.
Oh, this
Teleport
is huge,
coming
Zac.
through from Mordekaiser. And here comes Chunky Puto. It's the 4-man collapse for Zero Gaming. Pull back on Kaisamami. Does have the E available. Drew picking himself another kill. And that is going to be 1-0.
It's literally the opposite, isn't it?
Yeah,
the support's getting all the kills.
Yeah, this is kind of just the reverse of what happened last game, just on the opposite team. And this time, Paradigm Knight not able to get any camps in the top side because there aren't any, because Chunky Potato made sure to clear it before doing anything else. And his choice is now paying off as he's in a comfortable CS advantage. He's not going into the jungle, so doesn't quite recognize the camp clear that Paradigm Knight has, or maybe he just doesn't want to, knowing that his bot lane isn't there. Yeah,
I mean, the enemy bot lane was coming up, and like anything could happen. A random rogue ward could be in on his grump or something, so it's always risky.
Yeah, it takes the risk-free method, and do see a bit of a CS difference in the mid lane. From
this should be free.
Parker, yeah, Chunky Puto.
Zac can actually
angles, but Braum coming up on the roam. Looks like he's going to be caught out. He is only level 3, and chains connects, jump connects. He's going to get stunned up, and Parker knows he's dead and is just farming up. But the Guardian does manage to jump to safety. There just was not enough follow-up damage to take down Lucheska, and that's got to feel pretty bad for Zero Gaming, just not able to kill him there.
Oh, that's really unfortunate. Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened there. Maybe Zac just didn't want to try and take the kill, but
Yeah, and possibly they just don't have a huge damage to try and break through the brawn, but there's only level 3, so unfortunate either way. Up in the top lane, a significant CS advantage for
Holy,
Larissa
how does that
there.
happen?
I think just the prowess of Gwen having that ignite advantage, right, certainly helps in the drain tank or drawn out fight measurements. But here
Yeah, but the
comes
level difference is like crazy. Oh, he TP'd bot. He TP'd bot.
heated
That's where.
TV bot, and
Okay,
that's where
okay.
a lot of it has come from, right? And Larissa heavily using that, give himself big advantages. And here comes Paradise Knight in the bot lane for a gank. No concussive blows and no follow-up, so bot lane for Zero Game just going to walk away. Chunky Pito going in, does connect the jump, misses, does actually connect the Q, he hits the minion in the
that's so
back
good.
line, and Riverick
That's
picks up the
Zach.
kill. It's huge. What I thought was a mistake, maybe it was just a big brain play. I don't know, I don't want to judge, but it's a huge advantage for Zero Gaming. Now 3-0 on the scoreboard, and Riverick all importantly picking up that kill, getting himself a bit of lane pressure back, try and accumulate some of what has happened.
Yeah, that's the only way to catch a Gwen is to queue outside of her W and to grab her from inside. But yeah,
Certainly
that's
paid off. And there's the just the damage of Lucian, and Ignite coming through to Ricky is ticking down. I think with the minions he might go down. He does, and another TP coming through. Zixer this time in the bot lane. Big damage onto Kaisamami, but gonna have to flash out as here comes Parker with the reverse TP. Oh, big W onto the blank. Stun coming forward
Parker.
on Drew as well. Phenomenal play. Flash forward from Luchesco to get the damage and does secure the kill as well. It's a huge play from NSG and Chunky Puto. Action doesn't stop up in the top lane, but Riverick taking down the Ignite takes him down, and Larissa is just going to turn on Chunky Puto with the 2-level advantage. Ultimate popped as well. Does have the revive, so I do not think he's going to fully die, but that is really good clap back from NSGF here, claiming their kills back. Immediately up to 4 kills from the 3-0.
yeah. Parker played that insanely well. He held his R the entire time and then grabbed Lulu with it. It's just textbook. Couldn't be different.
Very amazing mechanical execution. Yeah, just to secure the double W they're in the trust to get both of them, and then to ultimately opposite one because they know that LeBlanc's going to die. Just fantastic execution. And they do secure themselves a dragon as well on the back of that. Tricky gonna attempt to get a plate here in return. I believe he will be successful, but yeah, back onto a little bit more even footing now from previously.
Yeah, I mean, it's anyone's game at this point. It all just comes down to who can scale a bit better into the late game.
Yeah, still very early doors, so going to be important to see where these teams next look, as we do see Riverick start to solo the Herald. Knowing that the dragon was just taken, they expect Paradise Knight still going to be in towards that bottom side, so just going to happily not go in lane because it's very dangerous. A very large almost 50 CS, now 50 CS advantage secured for Larissa, showing his prowess in lane even further. 700 gold. He has the Merc Treads. He has the Leeching Lair. He is extremely powerful in lane at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, it's not what you want to be as a mod. You want to be carrying the game, but he's had to go Bramble first, I am.
Yeah, and it makes sense. It is what you go against Larissa, but... Oh, and here we see the double blast cone to bring 2 members, bringing the quadruple gank, and they're just going to zone off the bot lane off of this. And in return, we do see mid lane Zixer going for that push, so to try and reclaim something. And in fact, the Herald going down in the mid lane and is going to be able to secure 3 plates now for the mid laners in return for the 3 plates. In the bot lane, only difference is it is not shared. Kaisamami gonna pick up a solo couple plates and looking for a small dive onto Parker. Doesn't see anything further than the chains connects. Yeah, just too dangerous to try and dive this Cassandra. Trying Kikuto, gonna get caught out in his own jungle. Paradise Knight after that bot lane roam just forces out the ultimate. Just gonna walk away. No problem. No harm done.
I mean, it was a good reply. Obviously, they couldn't go bot lane to do anything, so I think taking mid's a good idea and getting Parker some much needed gold. I mean Zixer, sorry, some much needed gold.
Yeah, because the CS difference is not looking kind for Zero Gaming in all lanes except jungle, which even now is being clawed back. There is a rather large CS difference, you know, 30 in the mid lane, 20 in the bot lane, almost 50 again in the top lane. There's huge CS differences, and you know the gold shows that 800 gold in the top lane, jungle's dead even, you know, 500 gold in mid, 400 gold in bot lane. It is now skewering itself towards NSGF. As we do see the Kraken Slayer Lucian, I think to you know, in effect try and get rid of some of these tankier members. Not my item of choice. I think you know, when you have to choose between shield bow, you know, would you rather survive getting burst by the LeBlanc, the Tristana, or dealing a little bit more damage to the tanks? I think you know it's much more useful for you to survive in fights than to deal more damage. When you know you already have that huge health damage coming through from Larissa on the Gwen. And we do see a dive in the bot lane. Turkey gonna jump away. Heal burn exerts pull, but Kaisamami's taking big damage from tower. Ignite burn from both sides. Turkey going to get Lulu ultimated to survive as they are looking to try and get something on this overextension from NSGF, but they're just not going to be able to find anything other than summoners used.
I mean, the big thing I'm disappointed about is, I mean, look at the control ward difference. And Zero Gaming has not got a single control ward in the map. And NSG has got almost five, sorry. Almost 5, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look at the vision, right? Like, you take a look at the moment, it's not particularly spectacular, but I can't move the camera while it's paused, unfortunately. Classic pause, by the way, as is known. You know, there is the ward on the blue buff of Zero Gaming, tracking Chanky Puto, knowing where he's going to be, and then even further in the bot lane, keeping that river warded. And on the flip side, Zero Gaming have nothing. They have one ward, 2 in Dragon, and Chanky Puto looking to clear some out, which is you know, always good, always nice. And just the CS advantages just not moving, unfortunately. Chanky Puto looking to try and make something happen in the mid lane. Did step forward, and once again, Luchesco going to run into him, but no blows traded this time. It was not the Predator, Lysandra. It was the Electrocute for the damage. But with the TP, we've still not seen any trouble with those roams as of yet.
Yeah, I know Lysandra's a counter to LeBlanc, but I didn't think it'd be this big of a counter.
Yeah,
I thought they'd have some answer to it.
Yeah, I mean, Parker just really showing his prowess just with the CS difference. Now, we do see aggressive TP, Riverick in the backline. Gonna catch out Luchesco. Here comes the Zag going forward. Connects onto the Dragon. They are going to secure Luchesco. And that's gonna lead them into their first Dragon. Are they looking to contest? They do have vision with the pink ward. Flash forward from Paradise Knight. Does not get the Dragon. Smite secured. Taken to the death round with Riverick as Tariki jumps in on the backline. Kaisamami getting really low, but he manages to take him down. Kill secured. It's a double or 2 kills for NSGF. They do not get the Dragon, but they get themselves the 2 kills for 1 kill in return. Riverick. Kaisamami really aggressive for the low HP. River taken down low. Beautiful TP. Parker overstays the welcome. Yeah. Big shutdown to Zixer. Yeah, I really don't know what NSGF were looking to make there. Being
it is just blow for blow, isn't it?
It is really just trade back for trade back, but the gold advantage still sitting to the benefit. Oh no, Zixer. Oh no. Still looking in the benefit of NSGF as they are still ahead. Not as much as previous, but comfortably ahead.
Yeah, I want to know where the gold is the most, honestly, because like
got the 1k difference mid, Oh wow, it looks like to be in the bot lane, right? 1,300 gold difference, and less than a 1k lead in the top lane. So bot and mid is where the money is, so to speak. And you know, as we can see, it's those lanes where the action's happening. It just pushes up in the top lane, and Zero Gaming looking to secure themselves their second Herald of the game. But with the wave states as they are, it does not seem NSGF is going to be giving it up for free. As Zero Gaming have brought 3 to the Herald and 3 in response. But as you can see from the top lane, Kaisamami is moving down, looking to secure the number of events. Big flash forward, Fisher, for the Braum, looking to tear them down. Zac jumping in, gonna get bursted down by the rest of the team. Riverick walking on the sidelines, just not able to get anything done. Zac passive going to go down. Gwen just in the Hallowed Mist, not really being able to be hit. Has popped the 1,000 cuts, ready to be used. Riverick still does have the ultimate available in a few seconds, but Drew gonna get taken out just with the big damage from Larisso. Big damage from the rest of the team, and the fight may not be over as Zixer looking to be a victim, but I mean, it's a LeBlanc. It's a very, very slippery champion, and don't look like you're going to get anything. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Kaisamami taken to the death realm. Exhaust going to get popped out. There goes the culling, but Riverick just going to auto-attack him to death. Big shutdown. Furthermore, going to Riverick, the hope of the team so far, alongside Toriki to try and make things happen. Herald.
Yeah, I mean, Mordcan, this Fed's so good.
It's very, very good. It's exactly where it needs to be, I think, for these longer drawn-out fights. You know, taking someone to the death realm and pretty much securing that you're going to get a kill is really important. But on the flip side, it does mean that there is less for Larisso to go through to start just decimating the backline that Zero Gaming do have. Chanky Puto not quite in a position to really be able to do a huge amount of damage, and we see
I'm not too sure what his build is. Like, why is he going Frostfire Gauntlet instead of Sunfire into a team that has so much CC? Like, you got Lysandra, you got Braum, you've got Jinjiao Knockup. Like, that's a lot of CC.
I guess looking for the slows to try and provide utility to the team. You know, that Frost Field for when Braum jumps on someone, you know, get both of them slowed down, I imagine is the rationale behind it. And you know, who doesn't like Big Zac?
I know Big Zac is fun. It's just the tenacity from Sunfire would just be massive.
Yeah, very useful. But gone for the Frostfire, and gone for the boots as well. Steel caps, I think makes sense. You know, against all attacking Gwen, Lucian, Xin Zhao, very solid pick. And not a huge amount of MR items, but you know, they're only on one item, so can't really criticize them just yet. And I mean, trading wise, Larisso is going to be winning these with the true damage. Well, in the longer drawn out trades, I guess, but yeah, for now, Riverick with the W shield, just able to keep things classy. And once again, 0 towers for Zero Gaming. They just have not been able to find these picks anywhere. Enough split lane pressure to go and take towers. And Parker does miss the Everfrost, does have the ultimate, but all importantly, Chanky Puto gets to the other side of the wall with the flash, so does survive. But Drew stepping forward, no vision. So, I mean, not gonna play too aggressive just yet, as NSGF secures their dragon. Vision even further, and happily gonna start wailing away on this one. Chanky Puto maybe looking at the steal angle, being that he is Zac. No blast gun available or flash, so pretty much sacrifices, but it's gonna be a brawl. Here comes a big TP from Riverick right into the pit. Still by himself. Oh, big two-man catch from Chanky Puto. Does not connect. Tristana in the backline, dealing damage. Larisso! Huge damage onto Zixer, onto Toriki, and just doing so much damage. But Riverick is still alive. Manages to take down 1-2 by himself, but gonna get stunned up. Too much damage available. Triple kill for Parker, and it is a 5-4-3. 2, sorry.
Two, yeah.
For the side of NSG Forsaken. And Oh, that's Larisso. He has been a shining star for his team these past 2 games. Just really doing insane amounts of work in these fights. And sure, he's only 2-2-6, but in these fights, he dealt so much damage to the backline with that last proc of the 1,000 Cuts ultimate onto Tariki, onto Zigzer, those all-important damage threats. And Zero Gaming are just not able to find their feet in these team fights. Now, we do see an engage in the bot line. Chunky Puto just jumping forward. I'm not going to see anything off of the back of it, though.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could have seen the damage charts, honestly, because, like you said, as soon as I saw that 1,000 Cuts come out, I swear to God, I saw, like, 3 champions' health just drop.
Yeah, I can just imagine the bar just go ring, as Larissa just did work in that fight. And Dragon secured as well, now up to a comfortable 5k advantage. Do you see aggressive jump in from Tariki? Flash forward, got the speed up, coming forward, does get the reset, so they are going to secure the kill on Kaisa Mummy. Big commitment though with the flash, with the Lulu ult, but looks like...
I know I just didn't W out. When you get the kill, don't you get W back again?
Yeah, you do, I think she did W. She flashed in, so I think she W'd away. If I check, it's probably on cooldown. Oh no, I guess not. Maybe she just didn't see it necessary. Jackie Puto gonna go in on Lurisso, but that tower's HP is getting low. Has no minions though, so gonna be able to push him off. But all importantly, does pop the ultimate though. Lurisso maybe anticipated that Jackie Puto would be going for something a little bit more aggressive, so that is a huge portion. Flash forward from River, it come to the Death Realm, you have no ult. He's got the Rift Maker. Bye-bye, Larisso. Huge pick from Zero.
That was so dumb.
Yeah, River, a complete read of the situation. Great communication between jungler and top laner, just to know, I could take this fight, I'm going to win, but Paradigm Knight looking to play aggressively, and yeah. Big lot committed to try and get that for River. He did get it and did get it shut down, so very important and useful. Just going to be how they, once again, Zero Gaming, they're not really in a position to try and secure any advantages when they do get these kills. And there is the oh, Zigzer, the slither of hell. Parker just not able to get that final hit to secure the kill, so an ultimate for nothing, and we do see another
Parker's punching air right now.
He is probably raging. I do wonder.
Parker's going to go check the patch notes and see if Lysander's Q got a slight nerf.
Yeah, that was a slither of health for Zigzer. Yeah, peek what's going on. Just some lag happening as we wait to see it. I can't move the map, but I can zoom out a bunch, so we can sort of see what's happening over here. As once again, NSGF just with vision dominance once again, being able to step forward, having that huge confidence in knowing, hey, if there's a fight, we're probably going to win. Sure, Larisso's dead and going bot, but he has TP. He can be there as the unpause does go. We will get the spectator bug in just a moment, so do not be alarmed when the game decides to freeze. I thought it would happen when I was talking, it didn't. I'm kind of sad, but TP now from Larisso into the Baron, and there it is. Yep, there's the bug. Quick look at the items whilst we're waiting. We do see the second item coming out for Kaisa Mommy. Big item spike for Lucian. You're getting that Essence Reaver, that Sheen procs in fights. And it looks like we may be getting a big old brawl for this Baron as Chunky Puto now. They do know what's happening. All 5 members of the Euro game collapsing, but is it too late? NSGF, so much damage, 1.8k, and just being zoned out. The fight may kick off now. Zero Gaming on the retreat. NSGF not going to commit anything further to the chase, and it's unfortunate, but it is another completely free Baron for NSGF, while Zero Gaming are left clutching nothing.
I'm not too sure what's going on personally, because again, they've only got 1 tower. Like, Riverick's not been pushing lanes. If they were going to go for that Baron fight, they really should have gone for it, you know, like Zach was trying to grab the Lysandra for some reason instead of trying to go into the back line.
Yeah, it's the slippery slope that we see quite commonly with teams, where it feels like the enemy is so strong And so they go to contest for these objectives. They then realize, wait, we can't contest for this objective, which then means they haven't done anything on the other sides of the map. So they go no advantages, they just take a loss. And when that keeps happening, you don't gain anything, you just keep losing, and you just then lose the game, right? And that's unfortunately what we've seen as a trend. NSGF have been so powerful in stopping Zero Gaming claiming advantages on the other sides of the map. We have seen glimmers of hope. Zero Gaming have been doing that partially in this game, and they've done it to a good degree, but not enough to pay off. Riverig going really aggressive. Death Realm, but Larissa with the 1,000 cuts. Look at the sustain, but the Zhonya's may it save Larissa long enough, and Larissa just snips Riverig to death with that final auto attack. But meanwhile in the bot lane, look at the AoE from Parker. He does so much damage to Tariki just by himself. Big buster shot to stop the fight going on any further. Crescent Guard, TP being forced out from Zigzor, as he is just not able to clap anything. And look at the side lanes, Larissa by himself just shoving out. Kaisamami in the mid lane shoving out, and once again we see Zero Gaming commit, but just not able to get anything. Such powerful kite back. Again, the wallet difference at this point makes it really difficult for Zero Gaming to get anything. And we see the Zac jump charge into nothing. Baron on its last legs. Now I can't actually see the duration from that screen, unfortunately not, but not going to be long left as NSGF on the retreat, secure themselves their third dragon, another Infernal Soul for them. It's looking like it could be, but we do see a big engage, finally. Chanky Buto getting a good engage, catching out Parker. Gonna ultimate himself to buy a little bit of the time. Luchesco gonna go down, crucially. Oh, double kill, double shutdown for Tariki. Finally some gold exactly where you need it. That rockets him now up to ahead of the enemy AD carry. Lorisso stepping up by himself. He knows he's strong. He does pop the ultimate. Only gets the one charge. Not going to find anything else. Big gold onto Tariki. Gone for the rapid fire cannon second. Trying to keep himself at as much range as possible from these pretty much melee range threats, right? Like, the one you have to be worried about is Lissandra. Doesn't have a huge amount of range, and we finally see another tower for Zero Gaming. They've finally got themselves some pressure back, and Riverick up here by himself does unfortunately go returned by NSGF.
I've been waiting this entire game to see Zac just try and, like, Zac's one of these champions where you need to flex now and again. Like, you just need to, like, just see if you can grab someone, but he hasn't really been trying that much, but that was such a perfect engage. And now Tariki's actually a really big threat.
Finish looking to build towards that Infinity Edge. He already does a good amount of damage. He does need to play safe in these fights. Obviously, he's got Drew there to give him the E health, give him the shield as well, keep him alive. It's just whether in these fights that can happen, because Larissa, this split pushing menace as Riverick going in, takes him to the Death Realm despite Zigzor being there, which probably doesn't work to his benefit. Zonya's popped to buy time. Larissa sitting in the passive, but comes out of the Death Realm. Zigzor takes him down. Larissa, no return kills, gets taken down in the side lane. It's exactly what Zero Gaming need to do. Stop this insane threat that Larissa is from being allowed to side lane freely. Tariki roaching out big damage through the Braum Shield, stepping forward, knowing he has that range advantage. Rapid fire cannon coming to his rescue. The reason I'm talking so fast is because I know if I'm Tristana, I see the potential, the ability to dive in. But you look on these flank angles, Paradigm Knight, Parker, they see what could happen. They don't want to let it happen. They're getting flanked. Tariki jumps into Paradigm Knight. Here comes Parcher, flashes across the wall, gonna get cold to death. It's heartbreaking. Riverick now by himself, getting stunned up. Paradigm Knight gonna just Crescent Guard him back. Kaisamami picking up the kill for himself. Double kill even. Zigzor coming in from the back line. Kaisamami flash aggressively. Chunky Bitu getting exhausted, but still a huge amount of damage for the tank. Drew picking up another kill. And Zigzor here, it's a 3v2. Looks like Zero Gaming might be able to turn this. Big Zigzor damage. We do see the TP from Larissa though. Very risky. Chunky Pao getting himself another kill. Here comes Parker. Gonna take down Drew
Oh,
and Zack is unfortunately going to fall. Passive popped. There goes Chunky Puto. Gets taken down. And there's one member left alive for Zero Gaming. Zigzer, the famed assassin, here by himself. We've seen him do some, but it's just not quite been his game. Parker really been, in the nicest way, outclassing him in these fights and goes aggressive. Parker goes golden. Zigzer jumps back, doesn't manage to bait that out, but here goes Paradigm Knight. Oh, takes down, but to Ricky here by himself. Parker aggressive, flash, gets taken down by Riverick. Larisso taken to the death round with Riverick. To Ricky off in that side lane, trying to heal up. Larissa looking like he's going to fall. Oh no! Riverick misses the obliterate. He misses the Q, and so Larissa gets the kill. Ricky here by himself, looking to take something down, but he just can't. Getting sped up by Drew. Drew really encouraged him to go forward with the passive proc, but you just can't jump into a Zinzao into him, and he's just doesn't have the vision to jump in. Drew gonna get collapsed on. Paradigm Knight take him down. Here comes Kaisamami culling to Ricky, forcing out the rocket jump, and no further chase. And Drew, he was so gung-ho, he really wanted things to happen, and I saw it, but they just didn't have the vision. They didn't know where the enemies were, and so they collapsed in return. And as a result, NSG gonna be taking their second Baron of the game.
I can't believe more died then. That is the worst thing that could have happened.
Hard, right?
Hopefully they get Drake at least. Drake's 20 seconds away.
Yeah, they do have the first move, but here we see NSG running down towards
it.
Finally, we see Tricky with the IE, though. TP coming out from Riverick, so he is going to be there. But they are going to be missing Drew, their support, who is very important for keeping Tricky alive. That is the key purpose of him at this point. Zixer on the flank, Riverick doing damage. They have started the Dragon. Parker walking in, trying to get some damage. Riverick doing his best. Dragon secured. No soul for NSGF. Kaisamami doing bid damage, and Riverick is taken down before he can go to the... Oh, he just wanted to make sure to use it as effective as possible. TP flank big from Parker as he goes behind the team, tearing down the enemy inhibitor. Zero Gaming. Here goes Chunky Puto. Does manage to connect the jump, connects the follow-up CC, but Tariki's by himself. But the clean Zack ultimate to interrupt the Lysandra. Here comes Larissa on the flank, the huge threat that he is. But Park Zixer on the backline just gets immediately killed. Kaisamami taking him down. He is so strong at this point with the 3 items. Tariki is going to take down Luchesco. And Larissa, he doesn't even die. Oh, it's a big jump in from Paradigm Knight. Cullen going to take down. Here goes Larissa. Kaisamami takes down Tariki, the enemy AD carry. And NSG Forsaken are taking down Nexus Tower number 2 and may not be able to. Chunky Paito does manage to kill the Braum, but it's just no use. Larissa is so powerful. Riverick can't do anything by himself. He takes him to the death realm. Kaisamami's free hitting the Nexus. Larissa doesn't even die. And NSGF is going to finals. While meanwhile, Zero Gaming, unfortunately getting 2-0'd, does mean that they are now in the losers. Sorry, the lower bracket, but GG. Oh, what a game.
That's so disappointing. But I mean, we sort of expected it with the draft and everything as well.
Yeah, NSG Forsaken just really showing their prowess in that game, right? Like, really cohesive team fighting. Larisso absolutely playing out of his mind that game. You know, the Gwen showing how much of a threat that is to leave open. You know, he was hovering the Fiora. His champ pool so diverse to play in these carry top laners and really taking it to fruition. We did see those good seeds from Zero Gaming, you know, finally towards the end stages of that game, to Ricky really working together with his jungler Chunky Potat, but just not able to find those key team fights. Larissa completely playing extremely well, and Parker, not to mention the mid laner for NSG Forsaken, phenomenal play as well. That was absolutely fantastic mid lane. We do have an interview with NSF, Arvid, and Mikael gonna be coming in just a second. But yeah, absolutely fantastic. Fantastic games. NSG Forsaken coming out on top. You know, they showed they were just better. Unfortunately, Zero Gaming not able to find those cross-map plays. And And let us bring in Arvid and Mikhail for an interview, shall we? Gentlemen, welcome. Thank you for joining us here on the caster's desk. How are you feeling after that game?
Perfect as always.
Yeah. I'm feeling happier than ever. Honestly.
It was really clean League of Legends, I have to say, from NSG Forsaken. You played both of those games so well, and it was just really great play going into those two games. Sort of when you were going into the games, what were your thoughts about Zero Gaming? Were you confident you were gonna win?
I mean, we just thought like, okay, guys, we have our main roster now. Let's ban this guy's Poppy, and we're gonna win the game.
Hmm.
Because Riverix Poppy, it has given both our team and also RT1 PTSD. Like, cause we don't we it was so bad that we are banning Poppy outside of Zero Gaming because we don't want to face it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, my English is quite bad. What does losing mean?
Nice, nice.
Uh,
We certainly did not see that here. Zero games dropped, looking very powerful as you move into the finals of the SLE. How does that feel moving into finals?
I mean, it feels really good. I was a bit annoyed during the game. I had two people in the back who were just kind of criticizing my jungle tactics and stuff. And they're not even playing the game. I was really confused when about those people in the back. I think they left now. They were here for a little while, but I think they're gone now. But yeah, being in finals, it feels really good, and hopefully we're gonna meet a good team in finals.
Who do you think you're gonna see? Zero Gaming not out. They are moving to the
Yeah.
bottom bracket, so they still have the chances. Your picks: RT1, SGM, Zero Gaming, or Crown of the Ruined King are sort of your
And
possible enemies.
It uh it
Mikkel,
really doesn't matter. We're gonna win it anyway.
yeah. But Mikkel, I think if on three, Mikkel, we can probably say the team we think are gonna make it to the finals. On three, Mikkel.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. RT1.
RT1.
There we go. So expecting to play against RT1
Yeah.
into the finals. We have Sunday is going to be a big game day, so anyone who's wanting to keep up with the SLE, make sure to come in on Sunday. There are going to be some big games, but yeah, gunning against RT1. Are they the team you want to be playing against?
I mean RT1 or the infamous SG Momentum. I think Mikkel feels the same.
Yeah. Well, it would be great to play against us because we have me, but that's not possible though.
It's actually like me and Mikkel's AD carry jungle duo. It's so good that it's actually an honor for the enemy to play against us.
Yeah.
It's pretty great. It's pretty great.
Yeah. That's why it doesn't feel bad losing against us because like you're expected to lose anyway, but you get to play against me and Arvid, of course.
Yes.
Fair play.
And
fair
and
play.
our first trick Malzahar in the mid lane.
Yeah, it was a good mouse pick
First
and
trick.
paid off very well with the Predator as well, and just sort of contributed to once again your very clean games of League of Legends. Sourceboy, any questions, anything to add?
Just I thought your vision was really good, like top tier. I think it just completely shit on Zero Gaming's vision. I think that's where they need to improve. Mainly is because I just saw the constant control wards being put down by your team.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
Vision is important. Like if they warded more, they could see more of me, and that that would maybe make them give up. But like, yeah, vision is important
but also
for sure.
it's pretty hard to know your mistakes when you were just getting smashed the entire game.
True. There's a bit of an ego beating as well, right? Taking that first game as well is ever so crucial to establish tempo, and you very much established your dominance in the first game, and even further so in the second game. It was a very clean, very fantastic display of League of Legends. Congratulations on making it to finals as well, and we look forward to seeing your final games.
Yeah.
No
Thank
need to congratulate. It was expected, to be honest.
Yeah,
Oh.
true. Ideal.
Yeah.
Well, any final thoughts before we say goodbye?
I mean, Act 2 of Arcane is coming out tomorrow, or today, kind of. At least in mine and Mikkel's time.
Wednesday. Oh,
So
hell yeah.
that's gonna be exciting to watch.
Hell yeah, yeah. I actually remember when you stay tuned to Arcane. It's very exciting. If you've not watched it, I have, and I would recommend it. Is could get
I
that.
would prefer just to look in the mirror, to be honest.
I mean, just as
And
well
the
detailed.
mirror is not actually a mirror; it's just a picture of me.
You wish, baby.
Just a picture of your bot lane.
Oh my
Mhm.
balls! Oh what?
Well, thank you very much for joining us on the Caster's Desk once again. Congratulations on making it to finals, and we hope to see you in the next few games.
So, thank you.
See you, man.
Great cast, by the way.
Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there we have it, Sourceboy. That was 2 games. You want to see the 3, but NSG Forsaken just with a too dominant of a display to even let it go to 3 games, and very confident as well as they move into finals, and that confidence certainly is earned. I wouldn't say it's displaced. Expecting to go against RT1 as well. Certainly going to be exciting.
Oh, can't wait. Yeah, Sunday's going to be a massive game day. I'm not sure how many games
A
being played Sunday.
lot of
But
games going to be played on Sunday, so certainly stay tuned for Sunday to watch hopefully a few of those. Thank you very much for joining me, Source Boy. It's been a pleasure as always. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned, and we hope to see you in the next game on Spring League Europe. Take care.
see you guys.